Welcome. In this video, I will discuss in the detail what is the cloud deployment model in the Azure, and this is a very basic interview question. So, if you are in the data analyst or the data engineer, and if you are learning in the Azure, and if you face any interview, definitely you will get the what is the cloud deployment model in the Azure. So basically, this is a very important concept in the cloud. When we work in for the any organization, and if the organization choose the any of the cloud services, either for the Azure or the GCP or the AWS, we need to be have predefined what type of the services they can choose. So basically, if you talk about the high level, if you're going to a market, or if you want to purchase some product, so in the product we have different category, like a different level of the product. Some product is very good, some product is moderate level, some product is the very low level. So obvious, if you have the product is very high prices, definitely have the very good quality. So the same thing is applied into the Azure as well. So we have the public, private, and the hybrid. So we'll talk about that in detail. What is the public model, what is the private model, and what is the hybrid deployment model. So basically, if you talk about the public cloud is basically shared by the multiple organization. Like this is the publicly shared. So what is the main difference between public and private? Obvious, if you have the public, the security will be low, and in the private, the security will be high. So if you are the company, you have some sensitive data, you cannot go with the public cloud. So basically, public cloud are hosted on shared infrastructure managed by the Azure, and this is the high scalable and cost effective, accessible globally over the internet. And example, Azure virtual machine, app services, SQL databases, and all these are the public. And use cases are basically used for the development, testing, big data processing, hosting website. Like this, we can go with the public. But if you talk about the private is always dedicated infrastructure for a single organization. For example, I have one XYZ organization. So the Microsoft Azure will provide me the dedicated infrastructure, and we have the very great control and the in the security, and hosted on permission on the third party provider. Example, Azure Stack Hub, Azure VMware solution. This is the very example. So what situation you will use for the private is the sense, like if you have some PI data, we cannot go with the HIPAA compliance. Like we have the HIPAA rule and regulatory in the US market, in the healthcare. So that we need to be always follow the private cloud. And the hybrid is basically the mix up of the private and the public. Like some of the type of the application which is not sensitive, then you can go with the public cloud. And some is very sensitive, we cannot share the some data, we cannot go with beyond the security, so that we can go with the private cloud. So basically, hybrid cloud is a combination of public and private environment, and offer flexibility and interoperability. Example, Azure Arc, Azure Stack Family, VPN Gateway. Use cases is basically used for the disaster recovery, extending on premises infrastructure, seasonal workload. Like if you have some type of the seasonal workload, okay, so that is the basically used for the hybrid. So this is the comparison between the this deployment model. So one is the public, private, and the hybrid. So first talk about the aspect of the ownership. So public, we have the cloud provider, and this is a single organization. Hybrid, we have the combination. Cost, pay as you go. So as compared to private, public is less than the private, but private is always we have higher security, so always we have the higher upfront cost, and this is the mix up. So security is the moderate, but here we have the very high security, and if you talk about the scalability is very high, and this is the limited in habit also very high, and flexibility is low, and this is the medium, and hybrid is the very high. The reason is you need to be flexible. You can switch any private or public. So this is the basic concept of the comparison of the deployment model, like public and private and hybrid. So if you attend the interview, and if you interviewer you ask, just simply you can give the one real time example of the public and the private and the hybrid. So thank you so much for this video. I'll meet again on next video. Thank you.